All right.
Let's go into the episode.
Here we go. 3, 2.
Welcome to the Artie's Attic Warehouse 13 Fancast, where a steampunk girl, a lifelong sci-fi fan, and a rocket scientist chat about the popular 2009 sci-fi series. There's never a dull moment with the agents dedicated to protect humankind from unexplained phenomena that manifest their powers in special objects. And there's all those friendships and relationships along the way. Grab a cookie while you can. Hope you don't smell fudge. Gear up with your Farnsworth, Tesla, and Neutralizer, and let's have some fun by snagging it, bagging it, and tagging it.
Welcome back to Artie's Attic. We're a Warehouse 13 Fancast. I'm the Warehouse 13 janitor, currently ducking and covering with all those insecticide machines swarming around. My name is SP. And introducing Artie's Attic lead agent and historian who swoops in at the last second to kick virtual butt. It's Agent Shannon.
What's up, guys?
Yeah, I could see her as a dominatrix.
Totally awesome line, but I digress. Okay. Mike is a dominatrix. Continue on.
And also joining us is the warehouse agent who loves carrying a big sword and walks around half shirtless. It's Agent Carolyn.
I'll carry the big sword, but not the half shirtless. No, I'm not a gladiator. I am an elf, though. I would be an elf.
An elf in a halter top. No? No. She says no. Just an elf, okay?
I'm an elf in a nice robe.
That's what we're calling it. Okay.
Or I have freckles.
She had freckles. What is on my chest? Freckles.
I could probably wear what Lena was wearing. You know, those wings would get me far.
We're just gonna leave that one alone. Next.
We are continuing our Warehouse 13 series discussion with the episode that premiered on August 15th, 2011, 7 years before Ready Player One revealed its virtual gaming awesomeness and classic cultural references.
It's a great movie. I love that movie.
I need to see it.
What? Did I just hear something? Did I just hear you say you have it? Oh my goodness, SB. Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry. I don't have time for all the movies.
It's actually a great book, too.
Well, if you don't have time for a movie, you ain't time for books. So start the movie. This is 2 hours of your life, okay? 2.5, maybe?
Ready Player One premiered at South by Southwest in Austin, Texas on March 11th, 2018.
It's amazing.
Wow.
Amazing movie.
Yeah, I really enjoy it.
Yeah, I was busy.
There are phases that I go into that I'm like, okay, I've had enough of this. And just a few months later, I'm like, you know what? I need to watch it again. So it brings it back on. It just recently left Netflix or is about to. So I watched it on Netflix, even though I own it. I'm like, oh, I got to see it on Netflix before it leaves. And yeah.
Did you see that Warehouse 13 come back on to Prime?
Yes, we actually just discussed that in a Snapcast, which released last week. But yes, for those that have not listened to our Snapcast yet, we discovered that Warehouse 13 is back on Amazon Prime. Now, Shannon, I have a question for you. Do you have Prime or do you just go into it to see what's free?
I have Prime.
Okay. So that's the problem. We don't know if it's free for all or only if you have Prime.
True. I don't know because that's true. Because when I clicked on it earlier, when it takes you to it took me to season 2, and then I had to click down and choose season 3. But then it said free with Prime. So you're right. I don't know.
Free with Prime.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you have Prime, you're going to be able to watch so far seasons 1 through 3.
Oh, you can see the whole thing. The whole thing. I checked. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've never had Amazon where I didn't have Prime. So
right? We were talking about that. I'm like,
point if you don't have Prime. I mean,
I guess you just pay shipping for everything.
Or you wait until you bundle orders that are, $35 or more to get free shipping?
No, I'm just going to pay for the money and get Prime. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure everyone out here so far pretty much has Prime at the tip of your
I would
finger.
guess.
I would guess.
I
So
would guess.
those of you that are listening, if you are looking for the old Warehouse 13 that's no longer on air, you can find all of it on Amazon Prime
For free.
for free if you're a Prime member, apparently.
Right.
As long as
Yeah.
you pay Amazon hundreds of dollars a year.
But
Yeah.
they did take it off for
Yes.
good 18
They
months.
did
it
because
dropped.
I had to pay for season 2 and season 3.
Yeah, we
Right.
watched season 1, and just as we transitioned from season 1 to season 2, it wasn't there. So Carolyn and I had to
Right.
buy season 2.
Because I remember going out on the nights we had Girl Scouts, and I would buy it while they were off doing the Girl Scout stuff. I'd buy it and listen to it because I wasn't home. So, yes,
Are you talking about physically or mentally?
I physically wasn't home, and I had to physically buy the episode.
All right.
And mentally, she's never been home.
Mentally, am I really there? I mean, hello, head injury. Hello.
Let's keep on moving on. I'm referring to the Warehouse 13 season 3, 6th episode, Don't Hate the Player. The TVGuide.com description reads, Fargo becomes trapped in a video game inspired by Warehouse 13 and requires help from Pete, Claudia, and Micah. Meanwhile, Stukowski recruits Artie and Steve to help with a case and catches them stealing an artifact. Shannon, I know you hated this episode.
I think this episode has some of the best one-liners of the
Yes.
entire series.
Love this episode.
I think Artie's character inside the game is
Oh my-
amazing. Saul did an amazing job.
General Arthur.
I would have
In the
tongue-tied
eyebrows.
myself so much. I know, he even got the eyebrows.
Right? His animated character, can you imagine the actors saying, "Oh my god, we're gonna be a video game. What's it gonna look like?" I'm like, it looks freaking amazing. It looks
Yeah.
cool. In a cheesy kind of way, but it's still kind of cool. Just the one
Oh,
liner.
and the game sounds. The game sounds every time they pick out a sword. Dwee-dee-dwee-dee.
I loved the one-liners that Pete has. I'm looking for the Parker Brothers, right? Like,
Yeah.
you gotta know it.
Or
When you know, right?
yeah, Crash Bandicoot out. Yeah.
Exactly. I think there was so many great one-liners that are just between Pete and Claudia while in the game. But I
Mhm.
loved Saul's character. I love
Come,
that.
Toto.
Yeah, come to us, follow. Yeah, come, Toto.
Follow the yellow brick road.
I think, of course, the B side of the episode, I would, in this particular episode, I fast forwarded because I don't really like that character. I know you do.
Well, she is on the list.
How about
She
I know
is on
she's
his
on your list.
list.
I will happily pass that one over to you.
on the list? Here's the list
the
right
list.
here.
Yes.
On the list.
I'll stick with my list. You stick with your list, sir.
That's fine. There are some that we'll have to share, but for the most part, they're different.
I don't like to share, but okay.
I don't share either.
You're going to have to share with your entire list. You're going to have your whole list. So, you're all going to be sharing.
There's a few I'll share with. Yes. Yes.
She's like, I can do one at a time. It's fine.
One at a time. Maybe two. But yeah, I like this episode. I don't like the B side of it, but it's a great lead up because you're going to need it at the rest of the season.
Yeah, when it definitely makes you think because she didn't want them in their case at all in the first time she saw it. So
Right.
why is she just happens to have another case where it's odd and so she calls them?
Yeah, it's a
Mhm.
total setup, and just you could tell if you were wondering about it at the beginning. You could tell when she freed them from the police car when she looked across the street at the guy in the taxi. Yeah, it's a total.
Oh, yeah.
setup. And the fact that she walked to our mysterious guy in the wheelchair at the end.
Did you catch Jinxie's looking at her and going, "You're pretty good at lying." I mean, that means even his lie detector was like not going off.
He's not good at lying, is he? Shut up already! Don't give it away.
Yeah.
Artie out of
Or
town.
the
Must be fun.
beginning when he's talking to Artie. I could tell you were lying, Artie. That never gets old. Yeah, that never gets old.
But it's brilliant. I'm pretty sure in the next episode, maybe the next one after that, but it's brilliant the way that they gain access to the warehouse. It's
Mhm.
brilliant.
Plant something in an artifact and throw it in there. Classic Trojan horse.
Classic.
Trojan horse.
And I'm
Yes.
surprised that Artie, he had his spidey sense
He had
tingling.
Yep.
And he
There was an inkling.
decided not to deal with it. And so I'm going to blame
Mhm.
Artie
I
again
would
for
have
being
put
a
it at least in a
terrible.
gigantic Ziploc bag or something for a while.
Well, that's what the warehouse is, a gigantic Ziploc bag. So he probably thought it was safe there, but you got to investigate this stuff, especially when you have things going on. By the way, let's talk about some of the guest stars in here. A very, very young, very noted actor is in this. Did you guys catch it?
Mhm.
I'm
So
guessing not.
one of the players.
Yeah, Gibson Rice was played by Stephen Young. Do you know who Stephen is?
No.
Okay. He's at 52 acting credits starting in
Was
2007.
Gibson the one with the girlfriend?
No, he was the one that was just talking to them.
He was the programmer.
Okay, the Asian guy.
He was the
Yes.
programmer.
Asian guy.
Okay.
One episode of Big Bang Theory, one episode of Warehouse 13. So this is the only time we get to see him. The next noted one I have on there is just a little small. I don't think anybody's heard of it. It's called The Walking Dead. And he had 81 episodes playing Glenn.
Wow.
That would be why I didn't recognize him. I never watched that.
Sweet. Zombie Jesus. Okay.
He also played
Zombie Jesus.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. He also played Keith in several Voltron series, including Voltron Legendary Defender motion comic and Voltron Legendary Defender. He also played Little Kato in Final Space and Mark Grayson in Invincible. So not only noted screen actor, but noted voice actor
Voice.
as well.
You lost me at The
That's
Walking
cool.
Dead. So, and even that, I didn't see all of it.
No, I
After
didn't.
the first season, you kind of get the gist of it. So.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I had an off ramp on there when I think it was when they made it to the town and they had what's his name? Who's the captain in Picard season 3? Oh, what's his name? He was the captain that was kept on
Domingo?
it.
Oh,
Domingo?
yeah.
No,
Santiago?
Isaac?
no. So season 3 of Picard, he was the guy,
Hard. I'm thinking the wrong one.
not to Strange New Worlds.
Oh, yeah. The one that was kind of,
The one with the cigar?
yeah.
Santiago? Wait,
Oh,
that's
was
his
it-
name?
I think, yeah, I
Is
think
that
his
his
name was
name?
Santiago.
Yeah, but what's his real name?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know his real name.
Great.
You've got the couple of monitors where you can find it out, SP.
Yeah, I'm
that-
going
that's the
to. I
manager's
feel
job.
so bad. I follow him on Twitter too.
That's
It's
the
like,
manager's job. You should have been on that. The moment it
Right?
came
I
in your
was
head.
ducking and covering for all those flying insectoids. I mean, come on.
I think it's Santiago he plays. I mean, I know he's always
Yeah.
with the cigar.
Oh, Captain.
Maybe
Yeah.
Domingo.
No, that's Santiago. He's season 3. Santiago wasn't in season 3.
Oh, no, he
Season
wasn't.
3 of Picard.
Oh, you're talking about season 3. Okay, the one that wasn't
Stashwick?
all 7 of 9,
Stashwick.
7 of
Todd
9.
Stashwick.
Todd Stashwick. Yeah. I
Captain
had the wrong-
Shaw.
Yes.
Boy.
Ah,
All right.
Captain Shaw. Yes.
Stashwick. Okay.
yeah.
Yes.
So he also played in The Walking Dead, and that was the last season because I'm like, okay, things aren't good. I was in for it, like, okay, society crumbles, and you got these vagabonds running around. They band together, and they try to make things better, and things are going to get better, right? No,
How many seasons of the show were there?
I don't know, to be honest with you, because I had a very quick off ramp. He was also in 12 Monkeys, and I know we talked
Yes.
about it on Strange New
He-
Worlds
yes.
Fancast.
I've never
He
seen
does
that
do
one.
that's one of his big things that he's known for. He's actually a really huge D&D guy too. He's got a whole lair at his house. And they just did a for charity D&D game that had Jonathan Frakes and I think some of the other characters, other people from Star Trek stuff.
Nice.
He's huge in it. This layer is just absolutely amazing. And a lot of times, I think it's Saturday morning, he does some Instagram live thing where
I know he's done I know he's done an episode with Gates McFadden on her Instigate. On her,
Yes. Yeah, he
He has a podcast. We're aware of that, right?
She does.
Yeah.
Yes. I have listened to a couple of those.
Guess what? He is also in Warehouse 13. He's in one episode of Warehouse 13.
Really?
Season 4, episode 15, Instinct. Yeah. We get to see Todd Stashwick on this show. I've forgotten about that.
Oh, Jamie comes back in that episode. Okay, I'm sorry. You said Instinct, and what character does he play in that episode?
I don't know, but he's a really fun guy too. When they went to
play her husband. Oh,
when they went to New Zealand, I think it was for a Star Trek con or some kind of con down there. He and his wife also went to Lord of the Rings and like did all of the Lord of the Rings stuff, and he was just dying of geekiness because he's a big geek as well.
I don't think he was in Walking Dead. I think I'm getting him mixed up with somebody else.
What character did he play in an Instinct?
A detective.
Okay, good. Okay. Then he's not the one that HG's married to. Whew. Good. Thank God.
I think I would like that. I'll ship that one. No, not a detective, a DA. So he's a lawyer.
Okay. Because I was going to say the entire fanfic that I sent you was based off that particular episode, and I will not ship them together. I will ship Bearing and Wells all the time. Woohoo, Bearing and Wells.
Bearing and Wells, period.
Because I'm here for it, Bearing and Wells.
Yes, we know. I can't remember who I'm mixing him up with. Oh,
look at you, Carolyn. You like finally get what I'm doing. He's not even looking at me. I'm like,
I'm just laughing because
you, madam, are blushing.
I always do. It's just a thing.
I know. I make you blush. It's great.
It's all right. It's okay.
It happens.
I've been known to make several people blush.
Stephen Young, very, very young actor in this before he did a bunch of stuff. And yeah, he became big after that. He was actually, when he came in The Walking Dead, I remember the episode because he was just like this young, footloose and fancy free kind of squirrely guy that stole a charger, I believe. And he was just running around with a charger all over the place. So yeah, was just having fun in the midst of this pandemic or whatever you want to call zombie apocalypse.
Zombie. They call me a zombie here. They call me a walking zombie here at the house. You know, but they haven't died one time.
You don't know. They could have died when you died.
Time. I know that.
You don't know. I mean,
what, emotionally?
I'll be in your figment of your imagination as you're still.
You need your treatment.
Yeah.
Seems like a very. What was that name of the Twilight Zone? Twilight Zone.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was also in this episode where they had to face their fears in the game.
Carolyn, did you like the picture I posted on Twitter about this one?
I did. That was funny.
I've been saving that one for a while.
Those headphones, and then as Claudia comes out, she's like, "Here, I whipped this up, and it'll work for communication in the game." He's like, "You did that in 20 minutes?" She's like, "Yeah, faster than Domino's." So that they can have in communication game.
You could go back and listen to the one-liners in this episode alone between the three of them. No, between the four of them, because even Artie's liners were great. But
oh yeah, I found it interesting where Artie, it's not stealing, it's creative snagging. And the artifacts that he used to creatively snag said Van Gogh picture that they had out of the art gallery, as it could blow somebody out a safety glass window. And he throws that device on the lasers, and it'll keep that for 42 minutes and 52 seconds. The Dark Side of the Moon. And Jinx is like, oh, you're a Floyd fan? He's like, yeah, I have the name tattooed. No, I don't have the name. No, I'm not a fan. That's literally the Dark Side of the Moon. He's like, don't ask me why.
The little camera, he took a picture of it.
The
It
little-
reminds me of
yeah.
that's something you see, like the girls used to have a toy like that when they were little.
Yes,
The little camera.
that
you look
totally
inside, had
reminded me.
zoo animals in it.
And I didn't get the name of the artifact, the paper. It was somebody's paper. Whose paper was it?
Van Gogh? What?
No,
No.
Johann Gutenberg's
Johann.
memory.
Yes, Johann
Paper.
Gutenberg memory paper. So he takes this picture and then he just plops it on the screen, and all of a sudden it's an exact copy.
Okay, why do I know
What?
that name? Johann. Any
Johann Gutenberg,
Yeah, any composer?
the printing press.
Yeah. Plus, he's got isn't there a museum, Gutenberg
I thought he
Museum?
was a composer.
Well, I'll look it up, but I'm
Maybe
pretty
there's more than one.
sure he invented the printing press.
I mean, that's a pretty unique name, so maybe.
I mean, if he had paper that's magic like that, then that
Johann
would make sense.
Gutenberg.
Gutenberg.
His
Easy
middle
for you to
names. He's
say.
got 4 middle names, and I have no idea how to pronounce them. So my
Okay.
apologies, but I've always known him as Johann Gutenberg. He lived from 1393 to 1406. No, it says 3 February 1496 or 1468. Excuse me.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
Very medieval.
I don't know what the 1406 is for then. Okay. Anyway, he was a German inventor and craftsman who invented the movable type printing press.
Yeah, that's why he has that paper that you can copy anything to.
Nice.
That would make sense.
His major work
I wonder
was
how
the Gutenberg Bible.
Oh, that's it. That's it. Is there a museum with him? Is there a Gutenberg museum?
I don't know. Probably.
I don't either.
The Gutenberg Museum was founded in his hometown of Mainz in 1997. Time Life magazine picked Gutenberg's invention as the most important of the second millennium.
Ooh.
Ooh, that's
So you know that's in the warehouse somewhere.
You more than likely, yes. But I wonder how much of that paper Artie still has in the warehouse stashed for these creative snaggings that he calls them.
I don't know. Probably not much anymore because those insects probably eat it.
ate right through it.
How did she get those insects inside the paper? Or because you would see them if you were unrolling it to put it in the frame in the warehouse. And don't they usually
I don't
put
think we've seen
new
that yet.
artifacts in that place where they're usually inspecting
The
for a
vault?
while? No, it's not a dark vault. It's that other place. Shouldn't they have put it there?
Bubba Gumpies.
Thank you.
Guppies.
Bubble guppy.
You're gonna get that song stuck in my head. Oh my gosh.
Well, they kept on bringing it up to begin with. Turnabout's
we
fair play.
we keep saying it. So
I think they show it in the next time that they talk about it. I don't know. For some reason, I want to say it was a spray that they put it on it, but just like that beetle that's
well,
hidden in the floor still.
Artie did have to spray the picture because when they were creatively snagging it, otherwise known as stealing it, the FBI agent went over and purposely sneezed on the picture and caused it to have the windstorm that caused it to go. So Artie did spray it with purple spray at that point.
You
to
could
stop
tell
it.
though that she didn't know the reaction it was going to cause because she almost went out the window.
Yes, but I'm sure she wanted to make sure that it was going to do something. That's my guess. That's my thought on that.
I think the agent there, lady, is gonna be in for a rude awakening into the world of the artifacts here pretty soon. But that's just my
I
thought.
did.
That's just my
I
guess.
did like we'll just tell them what we do. And Artie's like, yeah, an NSA agent and a ATF agent go burglarizing an art gallery. That's going to go over well.
Like, that's not gonna cause some questions. Yeah. Oh no, I love this episode. I think it was creative. I think that, and also you got to see some of the background. Like Claudia's like, I know way too much. I officially know way too much about you, but you got to see her background when she was institutionalized.
Mm-hmm.
You got to see the crap that she had to go through and the stuff that she overcame. But
from her point of view.
From her point of view, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But it was terrifying enough to her from her point of view. I think the only one that really, really loved it was Pete.
Oh my God. Well, he got to be his gladiator, so he was like all excited. She's like, "What are you, a stripper?" He's like, "No, I'm a gladiator." Nice skirt.
Other than needing Gold Bond, I think he loved it.
Yeah. This thing's chafing.
He did have a big sword too. There's no euphemism
Did have a big sword
there.
Which he used to get
Fargo
out of quicksand.
Well, he was Googling over Lena the entire episode. Who knew? I think there's some hidden desires there.
I mean, she was wearing a really nice outfit.
Really nice feathers.
Really big wings.
Really big feathers.
Big wings.
But Mike as a dominatrix, hell yeah. That's my favorite part.
And Pete, "Oh, you chose the dominatrix." She just like smiled.
Yeah.
My favorite part was when Pete was fighting to the Gorn fight music from the original series of Star Trek.
I started laughing so hard. That wasn't Gorn. Isn't that the one where they're the Vulcan fight? When he's got the Vulcan fever.
Was that
Wasn't
also
it?
in the Gorn? I thought it was in Gorn. But yeah, the Vulcan, the Ponfar. Yeah, the Vulcan
Ponfar,
fever.
yes.
Ponfar.
As soon as I heard it, I was like, "Oh my God, that's
I'm just going to admit right here that I'm a bad Trekkie when it comes to that because I didn't recognize the music at all.
Oh,
it was very iconic. I haven't seen it in a long time. But yeah, I tried to watch the original series again because it was so endearing to me when I was growing up. Like, may or may not have been alive when it was airing the first time around. But anyway.
You mean back when dinosaurs were on the earth?
Yeah, before there was dirt. Yeah.
Before there was dirt.
And I have recognized that music ever since. And I'm actually kind of surprised that we're able to use it because I'm assuming there's some sort of royalties. Yeah.
Yeah, there's got to have been a royalty.
Let me rephrase that then. That I'm not a bad Trekkie because I don't like TOS. Sorry, I don't. I am a Picard kind of girl. That's who I grew up on. That's my captain.
And that's fine. You don't get The Next Generation without getting the original series and all of the firsts and everything that came with it.
Yeah, I get that. I have watched all of the TOS movies, but not all of the episodes.
Yeah. I mean, you've watched Star Trek, the motion picture. You've watched that.
Yeah, I've seen the
original.
Yeah, that was hard. But I mean, for the times, it was good, I guess.
No. I mean, people liked it. Trekkies liked it at the time because they hadn't had any Trek in so many years. They're like, "Ooh, we get Trek."
I didn't say I loved it. I just said I watched it. Sean and I sit down one night and we watched all of the movies, and then we went to TNG movies. I'm like, "Oh, thank God, my captain. At least I know what's going on here."
Well, two was pretty good. Matter of fact, to this day, a lot of people say Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan is the best Trek movie.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
No, I am going that far.
Oh, I know that everybody else is, but it's not mine.
And I'm going to fast forward until you get Chris Pine, and then I'm going to say that's my favorite Star Trek movie. And I know the look on your face is like, "Oh my God!" But you know,
no, I like that movie because of Dr. Carol Marcus.
Oh, yeah,
the blonde, yes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that reminds me, she needs to be on my list.
I like the movie because of Zoe.
She is on my list. Is she?
And
she is. Second, Alice Eve. She's right here.
Two other girls. Not only Zoe is on it, but the other girl on the list from my list is on it. She played in Continuum. She played the green.
Oh, Rachel Nichols.
Yeah, she played the green roommate.
Number one. Number one.
Yes.
Yep. Mine is actually The Voyage Home because it has whales in it.
Oh, I remember that one.
The Voyage Home is also considered to be one of the top movies. Yeah.
I really love that one because, I mean, the other one I like is First Contact. I like that one.
Yeah,
that's good.
That one's really good.
As a matter of fact, just today, Starship IFT-4, their fourth test flight, went, and the shot from the drone as it was going up was very, very similar to the Phoenix.
That's what I
going
thought
up.
too.
Yeah.
I missed something.
That's what I thought too.
So Starship launched today on its 4th test
SpaceX.
flight, and then SpaceX had a drone that was flying above it, and it actually watched the rocket come up to it, and then the shot panned up as it was going up. It was just majestic. I'll send you a video
Is
just so
Starship
you know.
the one that's owned by
SpaceX.
SpaceX?
Elon Musk.
Elon.
Yeah.
That's weird. It's weird.
It launched from Boca Chica,
I don't know where that's at.
Brownsville,
Texas.
Bronzeville, Texas.
right on the border of
Brownsville?
Mexico. Yep.
Brownsville, Texas. That launched from there.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
I guess they want to see
He's
everyone
launched all
come
of them
across the
from
border
there.
and give the show, right? They got to give everyone the show coming across the border.
You can see it clearly. Both countries actually come together and watch it from their respective borders. Yeah.
Or the in between.
No.
You can watch
It's an
it from right,
exclusion
you just
zone.
grab a
Even the
lawn chair, watch right down the river.
Even the Mexicans, they respect the exclusion zone, primarily because the biggest rocket ever, if something goes wrong, is the biggest
Hell.
explosion ever. So, yeah, you want to keep people away
Big
from that.
bada boom.
Yeah.
What was that,
Big
the
bada
Challenger?
boom.
Yeah. I mean, well, this would be
Well,
on the
that was in
pad.
space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you mentioned that this is your favorite episode ever?
Me?
Mine?
Yeah.
Which one?
Both.
No. I just like the
It
one
is.
line.
It ranks up there for sure.
Okay. But not for you, Shannon.
It ranks in the top 10, I guess. I really like the one-liners. I wouldn't know if I'd call it
Oh,
my
man.
favorite episode. My favorite episode are the emotional character development episodes. But
Those are good ones.
as a playful episode, as a great one-liner episodes, I loved Artie's eyebrows. I loved Saul's character in the game. I mean, I bet you behind the scenes, all of them, but especially him, had a great time playing that
Oh,
character.
man. I would love to see the outtakes.
I
for
wanna
this
see the
episode.
outtakes of that one.
That would be hilarious. I mean, the reasons why they so the Fargo creates this Far Games, and it's what was it called? Braid.
Yep.
Full
Braid was
sensory,
yeah. Braid was like the
and
network.
but it doesn't work. Like the brain doesn't accept it. So as Pete says, the little geek found an artifact. He found Beatrix Potter's tea set, the teacup and the cup, and which allows you to tap into the imagination center of your
But-
brain.
Tell him who wrote it.
Beatrix Potter.
Yeah, but what famous did he write? I mean, she write. They wrote
Rabbit. Roger Rabbit.
not Roger Rabbit. Not Roger Rabbit.
Peter Rabbit.
Peter Rabbit.
Peter Rabbit. You know, what's the worst that could happen? Crazy bunnies?
Let's go down the rabbit hole.
Actually, from the journals that Micah got to read, her first stuff was a dream journal, and where the rabbit actually chewed his own foot off in the beginning. So they found that it could bring out your deepest fears.
So not
which it
really a
did for
children's
most
book,
people.
huh?
Huh?
Not really a
No,
children's.
none of that stuff was children's books back then.
Like the Grimm's fairy tale.
As Pete said, that wasn't on Reading Rainbow.
I'm telling you again, the one-liners. The one-liners the one-liners that Eddie gets in this episode.
Yeah. I was playing Frogger when you were just a tadpole.
So you can blame or credit the one-liners to the writer, Ian Stokes. He has 5 total writing credits, including 13 episodes of Warehouse 13. We've already seen 9 of them before we got here. This is his 10th episode. So some of the episodes that he wrote before here is season 1, episode 10, Breakdown. Season 2, episode 1, Time Will Tell. That's the season 2 opener. Season 2, episode 3, Beyond Our Control. Season 2, episode 5, you're talking about one-liners, 13.1.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of one-liners in there, right? Season 2,
Mhm.
episode 6, Around the Bend. Season 2, episode 7, For the Team. Again, a lot of one-liners in there, not one-nighters. Season 2, episode
might be
8.
too, but-
Yeah, I'm sorry. The cold made me do it. Season 2, episode 8, Merge with Caution. Season 2, episode 10, When and Where.
So far, I'm loving the episodes you're naming are some of my favorites.
Right. Season 2, episode 11, Buried. Now, here's the thing. You only have 3 episodes left that he writes. One of which you bring up every episode, Emily Lake.
Next, Emily Lake. What else?
Personal Effects, Parks and Recreation.
Okay. Yes. So that would make sense because if he's writing this episode, even though he's not doing the funny comical side for the agent, the FBI agent, it's still he's writing for it.
Yes.
So she plays a big role leading up to Emily Lake. And for the record, because I'm a Bearing Wells fan, I will always mention Emily Lake. Just saying. Just saying. Always going to be a Bearing Wells fan.
And then also the director was Chris Fisher. We've talked about Chris before several times, including the time that he tweeted about Warehouse 13 or messaged us or whatever. Anyway, 10 producing credits, including Warehouse 13, Person of Interest, The Magicians, and Star Trek Strange New Worlds. And 23 directing credits, including Chuck, Eureka, Warehouse 13, Supergirl, Person of Interest, Inhumans, Runaways, The Magicians, and Strange New Worlds.
He did all of that?
He must have had fun doing Warehouse 13 and then going and doing Eureka and being able to cross-platform kind of thing.
I'm telling you, I wish the Sci-Fi Channel would bring these types of shows back because these were the fun family shows. I mean, my girls like to sit and watch Warehouse 13 with me. They haven't seen all of Eureka, but they've liked it on the episodes we've watched. They like watching Supergirl.
I did. Did you catch when Lena's character in the game is, she's got wings, and Pete was going to save her because she's got a disco ball chained to her. And he's like, I'll save her. And he whacks it with the sword. And he's like, oh, there's that full sensory experience. And of course, it didn't cut it. And then Claudia says, silly gladiator, this is a artifact. It needs purple goo. And she pulls out her purple goo and it makes the sound in the game. Ding, 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 ding. And she pours it on there. And she says, thank you for breaking Carter's curse, which we know Carter is in Eureka. I caught that and I was like, what's Carter's? I mean, Carter's curse is that he keeps losing his Jeep almost every episode.
Yeah.
So he ties things to it.
But I thought that was like, oh, Carter's curse. That's kind of a good tie. And then Pete, of course, with the line, how does she get off the ground with those things? And Claudia's like, they're wings. He says, well, yeah, that probably helps.
There is also another possible homage to Eureka, the dagger of Josephine.
Oh, yeah.
Joe
that he forgot to create.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, the dagger of Josephine. Ding, ding, ding.
I wish that we just had shows like Warehouse and Eureka and Alphas and BSG. I wish all these things would just come back. Just come back and create or continue on with the seasons. And
you do have them. They're just on other services. They're not on the Sci-Fi Channel. You have to go all over for them. You have to go to Prime. You have to go to, you name it, Paramount Plus. You have to go to all these places to get it now. Netflix.
Oh. Let me rephrase this. I wish there was a new channel that would create things like this that we could all love.
You'll never get it. Never get it again.
Channel.
Because there is no money in it whatsoever.
It's a genie in a bottle thing that TV isn't created the same way anymore. It's always going to be a streaming something now because that's where everything is created. And no network really creates anything good anymore. It's like good original anymore. They create something that's either reality or they create something that was and try to redo it and capture that magic in a bottle again, and it usually flops. Yeah, it flops.
That's like people say, let's redo Zeta. I'm like, no.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
I would say that Netflix would be, just off the top of my head, would be the closest to what you want. I mean, they have series like Cobra Kai on there. You're like, okay, what's Cobra Kai? You go back to the cheesy 80 Karate Kid movies. Yes. But the way they did the series is just kind of cheesy, this sort of writing. And there are several series on Netflix that are like this as well. It's kind of a cheaper sort of production because they don't have the money that like Apple TV Plus has that only wants premiere content on it.
Like Foundation. Oh,
Well,
so
yeah,
good.
Foundation. They also had Ted Lasso on there, but Ted Lasso, while like cheesy, it was very well done, very well written, and very high production.
Okay, tell me what Foundation
Sure.
is again.
Isaac Asimov's,
Isaac Asimov.
his big, huge.
It's the story of it's you follow the story of several characters that end up kind of raveling with themselves in time. It's hard to explain unless you watch it.
It's a big, huge sci-fi epic.
I feel like I'm having a brain moment. Okay.
No, it's okay. You probably have. It was a
haven't
series
seen
of
it.
books.
It's on Apple TV.
Yeah, it was never brought to the screen that I know of, either big or small.
I might have access to Apple TV now. Just saying.
Then I think you should at least check it out. It is an epic sci-fi, so it's kind of a serious,
So
but
it's
it's
called
very well
Frontier.
done. What's that?
It's Foundation. It's called Foundation.
Foundation.
Mhm.
Brain injury.
If you bring up Apple TV Plus, if you have access to it, and you bring up Apple TV Plus on your app on whatever you're using, so you don't have to have an Apple device. You can have a Roku, you can have a Fire Stick, whatever. Apple TV Plus is an app that's on all these things. If you bring it up, I guarantee you Foundation is going to come up as one of their top shows.
Okay. I will look into that.
I mean, it's just amazing, the graphics and everything they use. But speaking of graphics, the graphics in the video game were cracking me up too, because everybody looks like, kind of, they look like themselves, but they have like a little shadowy comic look to them. And it's cracking me up with how everybody looks, and they come out with just all of their special items. Like you had that thing the whole time. Speaking of a wizard's,
The wand.
Have I said I don't plan things out very well?
I got the impression that the graphics that they were trying to use were trying to prove that this was very much a startup, kind of off the ground kind of thing that they did back in the back half, right?
It was
So
great.
you had
I
the
loved
very
it.
much like the Zelda graphics and the Zelda music,
Yes,
right?
that's what I was thinking of. And
And
the sound
even her
effects.
ears remind me of Zelda. Yes, I
Yeah.
just dated myself, but Zelda was
we all do
awesome
it.
back in. Zelda
Yeah.
was awesome back in our day.
It was also a way that they could cheaply achieve like a virtual reality sort of thing.
Yes.
Because you're not going to do like a Ready Player One sort of look in the show. They just
In
simply don't have
Eureka,
the
yeah.
time, the budget, or
Yeah.
it just doesn't even fit the motive.
All right, Carolyn.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Orphan Black takes way too long and you don't have time. But you have enough to carve 2.5 hours out of your time to go watch Ready Player One. Ready Player One. I recommend it highly. And that is your homework for you now.
That's my mission.
That is your mission if you choose to accept it between now and Sunday. Because I'm going to ask you about it.
I would agree.
I will see what I can do.
No, I would agree that it is up your alley. I would agree.
Very
I know.
much
I
do.
It's one of those things.
Well, at night, when everyone goes to bed on the weekends, watch it because
So do I.
No, don't not you. You can do it. You're a grown woman. You can make it. You can make it.
I can't. I have an early bedtime and an old fart.
Not as old
Don't
as
even get
me.
going. Don't even get me started. My blood sugar got way super high today, and I had to take a 2-hour nap. While I was laying on the bed, Bear comes in, and I felt like I was in the hospital all over again. She brought me my little kit where I get to test my fingers, and she's handing me, she's putting all the thing, she's putting all the strips into the right parts of the machine, and okay, Mom, go. All right, I did it, and then I woke up with a Band-Aid on my finger. So I'm like, okay, I got up.
How did I get a Band-Aid on my finger?
I got up to like 186. I was pretty high.
Yeah, it is pretty high.
So I was like, my lips were about to spoil my speech. I couldn't talk anymore. I'm like, I gotta lay down. We were at Walmart. I'm like, we gotta go right now. Why? Because If I don't get closer to
I'm gonna
home,
pass out.
then it's gonna be bad. And y'all can't drive yet.
Well, I mean, there's always the first time.
You know what? I take that back. Michaela can. I've seen them. I've let them drive my Jeep in the parking lot for quite a bit of times, so they could
She could probably do it.
if she had to. I mean, I've already died once, twice, almost the third time, right? So, get third time's the charm, I guess. Maybe it'll stick, maybe it won't. I don't know.
So as far as rating the episode, this, granted, we've only had so many episodes, so like 32 episodes. This is in the top 10 for me. It's number 9. It's not number 1. It's number 9. I couldn't get it above Buried. Buried was like my discriminator. It was between Buried and Trials. I'm like, yeah.
See, I have a problem remembering episodes. Like I know the titles, but I don't remember which is. I don't know what Buried is.
Buried was the penultimate season 2 episode where they go into Warehouse 2.
Where she betrayed them. Okay.
Yes. And I couldn't get this one above that one.
I think simply because I've been watching this series for so many years and I've gone through the series so many times, I don't know if I can really rank them properly. I mean, I just know I have my favorites. There's things that I go to immediately. I always start at season 2. But there's a few episodes of season 1 that I love. But I always start from season 2 to mid-season 4. So
I think this one really appealed to my like geeky fun nature as far as there was so much like I'm gonna kill Fargo. He totally there's gotta be some copyright infringement here. And as Claudia is the princess you have to save in the tower as he points to the tower and lightning strikes. And then we have to go to the tower. Lightning strikes again. I'm like, oh my God. And the sounds when you pulled out a like device or let's go get medieval on her ass or, just the funny parts to this. And also it was fun to just watch them fight their fears and, conquer their fears kind of thing. But just the geekiness of, well, we have a quest and they're trying to ask this, computerized Artie, we need to find the guys with glasses. And he's like, will you accept this quest? Well, no, we need to, and they're trying to rationalize with the guy and he just, will you accept this quest? And they're like, yes.
I like the line when Pete goes, well, I never thought I'd say this, but let's go save us a princess.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm thinking of Super Mario Brothers. I'm like, how many times as a child did it take me to get past that freaking level? Whew.
Yes, to save the princess.
Yes.
Or the one where they finally save the princess and they get up there and she's got a lute that she's playing and then she removes the lute and she has quite a big lute. And Claudia looks at him and goes, what are those? And he just looks sheepishly and goes, freckles?
I'm a fan of the freckles.
I'm a fan
of Claudia, which is Allison playing the guitar at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
That was really good. She did really good. Mm-hmm.
And that's really her.
Yeah.
Because we know that Allison's a big guitar person.
Yeah, she's played it on the show before. She just hasn't done it in a performance venue.
There's another episode coming later on. And I think it's probably this season. Maybe it's 4. I don't know. I can't remember. But there's another episode where she gets up there with the girl. Oh, I'm a blank. She does Cherry Bomb. Cherry Bomb.
I don't know.
You know the name?
The actual singer for that?
Yes.
All right. Music is not my forte.
Me either, but I know that she gets.
I know the songs. I suck at naming the artist half the time.
That woman guest stars and she
the
gets
Runaways.
No, I don't think it's Runaways. Runaways is Joan Jett.
The Cherry Bomb is the debut single by the all-female band The Runaways from their self-titled debut album.
Well, not all of them show up, but one of the blonde ladies from that. Which, a quick side note, because anybody who knows me knows that I love the Bangles, and the bass guitarist from the Bangles originally started with the Runaways. You didn't need to know that fact. I'm just saying it blurted out of my mind.
You know what? It's good to have all of the things.
Joan Jett, Lita Ford, someone else, and then Michael Steele. And I wouldn't say Lita Ford. Maybe it was Lita Ford, but I know Joan Jett.
Runaway is on season 4, episode 16. So maybe that's when it happens. I don't know.
Guess we'll get there when we get there.
Yeah. I did not see any food in this episode. At the end, Artie, the General Arthur said that now that you have completed your quest, it is time to eat. But there's never any food. So I didn't
All
see
they got was tea.
any food in this one. Yeah, they got special tea.
Minty tea.
Yes, it was minty, as Pete said. Ooh, that has a hint of mint. And he crashed into the game. You guys have got to see this.
I like how Claudia just caught the cup that knew he was about to crash.
Yep. Should fill her up.
Fill her up.
Oh, and when the GIF that you posted where she has the headset on that looks like she's Princess Leia. I need a woman.
I know. I love that.
And the guy on the outside, he's like, wait, you're going to get me a woman? If you're going to get me a woman, I need to go change.
Something tells me he's probably never had.
Cherry curry.
Yeah. Thank you. Blonde chick, right?
I think so, yeah.
That took some digging. Yeah, she is a guest star on one of the episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, talking about digging, I was completely wrong on on Walking Dead. I've done this before. I always, unfortunately, confuse Todd Stashwick with Jeffrey Dean Morgan. So that's on me. That's my bad. Jeffrey Dean Morgan was Negan on The Walking Dead.
Well, lucky for you, I've never watched the whole thing either. I don't know who's who.
Are you? Did you take some cold medicine? Is that why your brain's a little foggy there, SP?
I have had a cold for just under a week, so yes.
So you're like Artie on the other episode where he was, on cold medicine.
That's right.
So
pretty much.
We'll just blame the cold medicine. It's okay.
I actually also gave feedback to this other podcast that I listened to, and I'm not entirely sure I want to go back and watch it because it's a video feedback. I don't know if I want to watch myself on it because what was I thinking? I don't know.
You're like, why didn't I just do audio?
No, why did I just not do it? That's
no. I understand that. When I go back and listen to some things, I'm like last week when I had to correct myself that I actually had watched Leverage because
what happened now? You were wrong about something? What's that?
I was. It happens. Occasionally, you have to watch for it. It may happen. I was.
So what you're saying is that we need to come up with quiz questions for Ready Player One.
Oh, no, that's a good one. There is so much trivia in Ready Player One. She's never going to get everything.
But I will probably fail because I have not watched half of the things that are probably in
watch it before we do another cast Sunday night.
Yeah, you have to at this point.
I have a busy weekend already. Good.
I've got a birthday party for 11-year-old.
Yeah, but you've already seen the movie.
Little girls in my house.
Put it on while you're doing the big thing for your dad.
But I have to pay attention to that so I don't screw it up.
It's okay. Just have it on in the background.
But you're going to quiz me. I can't just have it on in the background.
After you see it partially, you're going to be like, oh, I need to see this. And then you're going to spend time to see it.
Will.
Yeah. There you go.
Quiz Sunday night.
You're killing me, Smalls.
I know, but it's awesome and you love me.
Shanny, you got anything else for this episode?
I'm good. I love this episode. I'm
Caroline,
good.
you got everything else?
I had a nickel for every time.
What, you love me?
I get, it'd be like if I had a nickel for every time Carolyn says, I haven't seen that.
I know, right? We'd be rich by now, SP.
I don't know about that because it would be a nickel. So I don't know. It'd be
that's
a lot
true.
of those.
But I might go buy a Dr. Pepper or something.
Okay.
Which Dr. Pepper? You saw that? You saw the thing I sent you. The Dr. Pepper is outpaced Pepsi.
Woohoo! After 13 years of working there, I'm like, suck it.
As soon as I saw that, I was like, gotta send it to Shannon.
You gotta tell me, because if I ever do Look, just like I do for what was it you two tell me all the time that I should do advertisement for Redbubble. Look, Dr.
Yes,
Pepper.
Redbubble.
Ooh.
All right.
You should be sponsored by Redbubble and Dr. Pepper.
No, give me some free stuff. Give me some free Redbubble.
Next time, we will be covering Warehouse 13 Season 3, Episode 7, Past Imperfect. Shannon, same 3 regular players. You know you were burned last week. What are you going to choose this week?
Amazon.
All right, you're not going to get burned this week. After a brief sighting, Micah turns to her old Secret Service team to help find Leo, the man who murdered her old partner Sam. Flooded with memories of their love affair, the only clue Sam left behind is a blank card with a recorded message. The warehouse agents suspect Leo was in cahoots with somebody from inside the Secret Service, and Micah is once again at risk of losing another partner. Pete.
So, little behind the scenes magic here that you might or might not know, but again, useless information fills my head. The same people that play Micah's parents in real life are married, right?
Yep, that's true.
We talked about them before.
Yes, we have.
The man that plays Sam is also in real life their son.
Yes.
Just throw that out there.
All right. And then what I am going to do is I'm going to throw this out there officially. I'm going to say to Chris Fisher, please consider coming on our podcast. Go ahead, email us at warehouse13fancast@gmail.com. That's warehouse13fancast@gmail.com. We will accommodate your schedule and we would love to have you on the show. We would love to talk to you about your experiences both on this show on Warehouse 13 and on Strange New Worlds, because Shannon actually does a podcast on Strange New Worlds. I guest produced a season on that because we diverted into Picard season 3. I did that for her. So we could definitely talk Strange New Worlds. We could talk Warehouse 13. The next episode that you have directed that's on our list is season 3, episode 8, The 40th Floor. The next episode after that is season 4, episode 1, A New Hope. If you wanted to do one of those episodes, I'm just throwing it out there, Chris. Please consider coming on the show, and we would love to talk to you about a specific episode or your entirety of your wonderful filmography. We would love to talk to you about it.
Absolutely.
Yep.
What's your handle on the X/Twitter that he got hold of you? Isn't it the Strange New Worlds one?
Yes, it's Strange New Worlds. Yeah. You can also email us at warehouse13fancast@gmail.com. That's warehouse13fancast@gmail.com. Either
or
a
find me on
DM,
Sci-Fi Girl.
Yeah, or Sci-Fi Girl, spelled SYFYGURL.
Or me. Whoever you want to reach out to, we would love to have you. Absolutely.
Yeah, we would indeed. Okay, so until next time, I'm the janitor, SP.
This is Sci-Fi Girl. Bye, guys.
I'm Ocean 363. See you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye. You need a nickel for every time.
I know, right?
Thanks for joining us for an episode of the Artie's Addict Warehouse 13 Fancast. You can find all our episodes at warehouse13fancast.com. If you'd like to contact us, you can hit us up on our email at warehouse13fancast@gmail.com. We are a part of the Lone Wolf Podcast Network. You can hear more of this cast and other shows like it by checking out lonewolfpodcasts.com. The intro music is Sci-Fi Hybrid Intro by Soundmake, and the outro music is Science Fiction by Tunes to Go. Both were purchased on pond5.com.
Ooh. Guess, I just learned this today. Guess who's coming to Rose City?
Who?
Doug Jones and Chris Isaac. Is that Chris Isaac? Is that his name? No, Jason Isaacs. Yeah, this guy.
He is amazing. Well, that, of course, that's from Harry Potter.
Well, he was also from Discovery, but yeah, Doug Jones. They're going to be
Honestly,
at Rose City this year. I'm
Hon-
excited
honestly, I think
because
Discovery.
Doug always likes anything that I post for him. He always likes. Whoop, there we
I
go.
think Discovery could have benefited for another episode of for another season of Isaac's with him.
Yeah. I posted this when they posted that Doug Jones was coming. I was like, here, take my money.
That's a good one, the Little Rascals.
Yep. Here, take my money. Go broke. I'm going to go broke.